It's Monday. It's Monday. Who'd have thought another live stream? And I can see there's a few of yous rolled up here, guys. Welcome. And it's going to be like one of those impromptu ones. I just thought I'd pop on. I have this parcel down here that I have waited to do as a kind of an unboxing sort of thing. I also have, like it says in the video, I've got some strings that I want to try out. These have been sent to me by Charlie and Johns. So I've got some 9s, which I'm going to stick on the old Pacifica. And I've got some 12s, and those, I'll save those, and I might just do a video where I just like string up my acoustic with those, because those are for the acoustic, and these are for the electric. So let's see who's in the chat there. Kenneth Bryant, good morning. And let's have a look. Shrenang, hello. Fawaka, yeah, I remember. Roddy River, greetings from Germany. Telefunken, good morning. Morning, love. Just getting the coffee. Yes, you got to have the coffee. Start the day with coffee. I must admit that that's exactly how I do it. I have a Beethoven. I have a Beethoven brew. That's like basically a triple espresso topped up with water, no milk. That's it. Gets me going. So Phantom's in the chat as well. Coffee doesn't get you banned, but we've already had some tea as well today. So coffee to get you going, Yorkshire tea for the rest of the day, just keep you on an even keel. So we've got this coming up, and like I say, so we'll see who's going to roll in. It's very loose is this. There's no set agenda with this. I've got some tools. Someone's had me snips. Isn't that the case? Yeah. So I was like, I got panicked and I thought, hang on, I've got some snips here for strings. I've got all my bits and bobs here that I need to. And we've got me overhead camera on as well to have a look at some stuff. So we'll see how it goes today. Let's have a look who else is in the chat. Thunder Ace, my OG, JB in Poland, Tony Duncan, yes, bonus live stream. Robin Tate, hi, how are you doing? I hope everyone's done well. I hope you've got your Christmas shopping out of the way, because I know I haven't. I have done nothing. I've done nothing whatsoever. So, like I said, we're going to do this unboxing thing here. So, I think I should probably just get started, shouldn't I? Let me just move this over here. I'll just move this over here. And I just want to just state with this. I bought these myself. I've not been sent them. The XSonic have not. Don't mention the football, Robin. It's misery. But you know what? Everybody goes through it with their team, don't they? You know, the City haven't done in so long, so it's like it's a phenomenal weird thing. So we've got this. I sent for this. Let's have a look. Hopefully it'll show my browser window. Let's have a look. Let me go down here. So what I did was I went to the site here, XSonicaudio.com. And what it was is on Black Friday they had a special deal. So I thought, you know what, I'll go and have a look. And because I have a Yamaha THR, and that is a THR 10.2. It's a mod version 2, and the thing is, with a regular looper, you can't change your effects. So basically, when you loop with a regular looper, the sound, if you change the sound of the amp, it changes the sound of the loop. So this doesn't do that because there's some sort of gadgetry going on inside it. So this is what this is. It looks like it's still on sale here, guys, as well. So they've put it on a holiday sale for £65. I've got it at £65. But also, as well as that, what I did was I got the Airstep. So I got the Airstep and I got the YT edition. And the YT edition, that's what it does. It integrates with the THR, the Yamaha THR. Now, in this video, I'm just unboxing it because, yeah, I'm too much of a numpty, right? I'm too much of a numpty to be able to unbox it, right, and get to know how this works. What I want to do is I'll come back with another video, of how it all works. But we'll just unbox it, see what it looks like, and then what I'll do is I'll do a string change. That's my agenda for this lesson. Bit of chat, bit of banter. Let's have a do at that. Yes. So, okay. So we've got the box here. Let me just do. It's exciting. I've had this for a while now. I've not done anything with it. It's just here. So what I did was, because I was away as well, what I did was I sent it to my local post office. I sent it to the wrong one, so I had to chase around to look for it. But I got this direct from XSonic Audio, and it came from China. Now, I didn't know when I purchased it that it was going to come from China. I thought it would be in the UK, but it wasn't. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this up here, all right? This is my first official unboxing on the channel, guys. So this is kind of exciting. So just get this here, and we'll see what it shipped like. See if the factory have shipped it nicely, and see what happens when I open it. Look at this. It might be broken. What if it's broken? So we've got one box there. This is the YT, so that's obviously going to be the foot controller. Now that's Bluetooth, so I don't need anything to turn my channels over. This is what I've been missing on my Wednesday guitar classes. I've been looking for a way to enable me to play the loops, so I can play things over the top and demonstrate things just a little bit better. Right, so let's have a look. I tell you what, I'll open that there, but I'll leave the looper to last. Let's have a look at this foot pedal first, okay? Let's have a look at the foot pedal. Now, I know that you can get versions of this that work with other guitar amps. Let me just quickly switch over and I'll just show you. Let's have a look. We'll go over to the screen there. Right, so the one that I've got there, the Airstep, yeah, you can see that it works with, if I switch to that one, the BW edition, what's that one work with? So that works with Katana. So if you've got a Katana, it works with that. SPK edition. This works for the Spark, if you have a Spark amp. And it's these desktop practice amps. Pedal Geek for effects. Yes, we're buddies. We've got the Cat edition. This is for, looks like for the Katana again, for the Katana. We've got an Airstep Play. I don't know what that's for. Oh, that might be for just helping you to control your YouTube videos. That looks a bit fun. That's good if sight reading. And then Airstep multi-controller. I think that's probably just a general idea for what it does. But the one that I've got today is this one. So, because this is the one that's suitable for my Yamaha THR. Yeah, so let's switch back here. Let's have this box open. So, yes, me and Andy are friends on Facebook, and we've chatted about doing stuff together. But he's the gear guy. I'm not a big gear guy, but I thought let's have a look and just do this because I've talked about it enough. So here we go. Right, so it's a box in a box, so that's good. Let's get rid of that one there. So we got that box in a box. No tape on that, but it looks fairly solid. All right, what's in the box? That's the thing. That's what we want to know. What's in the box? So first things first, we have it looks like a USB cable. I don't know if that's to charge it up. And this is the problem, guys. I don't know if it's to charge it up or what. Right. Okay. So it's sealed. It comes in a sealed bag by the looks of it. There. Let me just open that there. So it's not as big as I thought it was going to be, actually. This would probably fit on a pedal board quite well, so you can see the size of it. Let me just move that back there. So we've got that there. So that's the size of it. It's got a little aerial on the side there. Don't know what that's for. A good switch for the power there. Oh, look, it's doing something. It's flashing already. So it's probably looking to pair with my, because it's Bluetooth. Because it's looking to pair with that, and it's got some nice rubber feet on it there. So we can see there serial number on it. But the gist is, guys, on the THR that you have 5 channels, and you can set a separate sound up on each channel, and so you just press through these. So that might be clean, that might be slightly dirty, that might be more of a kind of a rhythm guitar sound. This might be a kind of a guitar for rock, sort of a distorted sound, nice and tight and punchy, whereas this might be floaty, lots of delay, lots of reverb, that sort of lead guitar sound. So you can essentially assign these using the THR, but generally what I do is I use the app that is with the that comes on the computer, but it sometimes freezes, does the app on the THR. And then everything's just locked up and I can't get to it. So I don't know whether this is for charging it up. It might be for charging it up, but that's the thing. Well, we have obviously the loser manual, which looks like something that you scan that, and then I get the user manual there, and please scan the QR code and read the manual as the first step, which is probably what I need to do. So we've got that, and then I got that. They've put that in there for that. There's loads of bump around here. Let's have a look. What else is there in here? Another card. Please update your firmware. Now, I've read some bits and bobs in some Facebook groups, and then what they've said is, yeah, do a firmware upload straight away. So that's a good one. Oh, they've got a Facebook group as well, and they're on Instagram. So they've got some social stuff going on here. Oh, we've got some labels. So, so I can label things up now. So these are sticky peelable labels that I can just bang on there. So I'm not going to bore you with the loser manual because we don't need it, because we're men. Do we need the loser manual? I don't know. We might need the loser manual. Well, we'll have a look. You know, we'll bumble along and see if that's the case. But I'm quite pleased with the form factor of that. It's quite small, you know, and that'll fit under the desk, okay. And if it's loose like that, and I don't know how long the charge lasts for. And there's a different function button there. But once I've figured out how it works, I'll do a proper rundown of it. And I'll do a proper rundown of it with the Ulooper. Now, this is the bit of kit that I'm more excited for, because, like I say, this is going to add some extra juice to the old live stream. Because now what I can do is I can lay a chord down and I can show you what a scale or a lick might sound like on top of it. So let's take that out of there. So it's a box in a box again. Which is done very well. Seeing this has come from China, guys. Now, like I said, I wasn't sure when I bought it, and I went to XSonicAudio.com. I didn't realise that it was going to come from China. I thought it would come from somewhere in the UK and it would take a couple of days, but it didn't. It took about 7 or 8 days to get to me. But it's all right, you know what I mean. I was all right. I suppose it made it a little bit more like, oh, when's it coming? But when they did the email, there was a tracking number, and you could see that it had, gone from the factory to the shipping in China. It had left China. You could see that it had arrived in the UK, and it was going from depot to depot. So the tracking, was really good. I thought that was really good, was the tracking. Right. So let's have a look. We're gonna open the Ulooper. Let's have a look. XSonic. What's it say on the end there? So it just tells you that it's a USB loop station. Ulooper. Yes. Greg, yours is on a plane from China, so great timing. Yeah, well, this is the thing, But did you know it was coming from China? I thought it was coming from the UK. Now you can buy these. You can buy these on Amazon as well, and I'll probably put a link to the Amazon one, which is this is smaller than I thought it was, which is probably going to be useful. That's TJ. I didn't think it'd be as small as that, but there you go. That's the size of it there, guys. So that's the size of it, and I'm thinking this looks like a longer USB cable. Is this? It's got elastic band around it there. Instead of that bread wire, So that's probably Yeah, that's, you know, so if we look at that, yeah, I've folded it in 4. That's a meter long cable. And it's got the, hang on, we'll let go there. Let's put it there. Let's see, can we see what end it is? USB-C is this, is it not? Is it USB-C? Hang on, will it focus? It's not going to focus. Hang on, pull it down. Will it focus there? No, it's not focusing. But if I show this end, it might be. But it looks like there's 2 different types of USB. Right, so, okay. Yes, Sean, go for your walk. Go for your workout. That's what you need to do. Now, I don't know if it goes in this one or it goes in this one. I'm assuming it might be switch aroundable. I'm not too sure. So like I say, I'm just unboxing these, letting you have a little look, and Greg's going to be like, oh, when's this coming? I like the feel of these rubber feet here. Those are quite nice. And I understand that you plug in one side, and this is just kind of passive, and it doesn't do anything. But I'm not too sure. There's some other stuff happening where they will update the firmware for this, and then, you know, you get extra functions. But it feels robust, you know. These plastic ends with the branding on it there, the injection molded by the looks of it, and then this metal. This is a metal chassis on this. Yeah, everything is turning to. But the thing is, it's like, for me, being, you know, running things on a computer, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, that's the USB Ulooper that I'm going to plug into there. I've got to figure out how to be able to get the looper going, because to get the looper going and also take a feed out of this. So you see this one goes to the amp. So that's to the amp there. And will it focus? It's not having it, is it? Let me have a look. Can I do that manually? I might be able to focus manually. Let's just have a little nosy. Let's just have a little look. If I can focus on this manually, it might be useful. So let's have a look. There we go. Right, okay, so you can see it's 5 volts there. Oh, and it's odd that it's got 9 volt on there, because I'm just wondering if that's because it can fit on your pedal board. That's interesting. And then obviously this one goes to your amp. So you're going to go from this USB, the older USB, to the amp. Right, okay, so I don't know how that's going to figure out. I've got to have a look in the back of the amp, but I'll figure it all out, and then we'll see how it works. But that's the whole of the thing. That's what it looks like. And let me just zoom in on that. Is that better? Yeah, we got it. Is that got it? Focus. Oh, focus. There we go. And look, we've got some more gubbins in here. Oh, there you go. Handy dandy. That's a good idea. Put that in there, guys. So there's like kind of a little bit of a layout of what's going to happen when you plug it in, and how you need to plug it in. Can I do that? Yeah, there you go. So look, so you've got the firmware update, and you've got the iPhone charger and your power bank. Also, you can put a power bank into it as well. So you could take it with. You could effectively take it with. If you've got a laptop and you've got your gubbins on there, and your door or whatever you're using, then and it will go out to an amp as well. But that's what I was on about, this reserved port. I knew there was something going on with that, but that's USB, goes straight into the Yamaha THR, and then the 9 volt power supply, which I haven't got. I have one knocking around, but I'll have to figure out how to free up a socket. So you've got to think about things. I mean, freeing up sockets, having enough electrical supply for these for everything is half of the battle, I think. So yeah, there you go. Oh, that's better, isn't it, when I zoom in like that? Yeah, that's the Ulooper. Like I say, I'll figure out how to use it, because you don't want to watch me fumble my way through all trying to plug it in and everything else like that. Nobody wants to see that. So yeah, so that is the XSonic Ulooper and the Airstep. Yeah, so from China. I should say the in total, I got some notes here for myself here. And I'll put them here just so that you can see this as well. So, yeah, the Looper was £65. The Airstep was £57, reduced on the Black Friday sale, and it was £10.64 shipping, yeah, from China, and it took, like I say, about 8 days, maybe something like that. It took a while, you know, but I did think it was coming from somewhere in the UK. So that's that. Now, the guys at Charlie and John's, let me talk about these as well. So they've sent me this. Okay, I can put both of these in here. Right, okay. So this is Charlie and John strings. They've just sent me these. I've got no I've not been paid for this. I've got to say that this isn't a kind of an official sponsored video or anything else like that. You've got to be kind of open with all this stuff. Phil, you bought a power bank with 6 supplies. Yes, well, I have one of those, but I need a new pedal board for all my pedals, and then I might use them a bit more. And that's the thing, you know. So really, but the THR, it's really convenient, you know. And this is the thing; it's like I use it all the time, and the sound is absolutely fantastic out of the Yamaha THR. So here are the strings. These be the strings I'm gonna have a go at. These ones I'm gonna bang on an acoustic. I think I might put them on my Parlour guitar, either my Parlour or the Sigma. But we'll see. I don't know if the Sigma could do with some new strings on. But for today's purposes, what we're going to do is we're going to use these Charlie and Johns here. We're going to put these on the Pacifica. I'm going to give the Pacifica a bit of a fettle as well, a little bit of a clean. So we'll have a look at that, and then what I'll do is I'll open these first. But it says loud and proud. Handmade, handcrafted in the USA. But these guys are, I think they're a UK company, if I'm not mistaken. I seem to remember. They are a UK company. The raw materials are made in the US. And it says here at Charlie & John's, we're obsessed about the quality of our handmade guitar strings. We do not have automated machines. Every string that comes off the production line is made by a machinist one by one. Oh, that's interesting. So the machinist meticulously controls and maintains the consistency from string to string. So you can see there's Charlie and John's, so regular light balanced electric guitar strings. So these are 9 gauge. This is what I put on the Pacifica. I tend to go for a 9 gauge. I don't see the point in struggling. If I had a kind of a Les Paul scale neck, then I might put 10s on, because the tension is about the same. You know, when you're bending the strings, that's the thing. But you'll never see me fighting a set of 12s. It's not going to happen. Telephone Gun says, can we expect a live video of the pedal board setup? Once I've figured it out, then for the THR, then I will do, you know. That's the thing. But if I get, what I'm thinking is just getting I need a new pedal board. I've got them in my guitar pedals in a case at the moment, which isn't, it's just awkward. It's just awkward for pressing things down. So I need a whole new setup, and I need Ben, to help me out there. Do I use phosphorus, bronze, acoustic strings, and nickel on electric? I tend to use nickel. Generally, what I use for my acoustic strings, I'll just show you these. This is what I generally use. I use the D'Addario phosphor bronze. Yes, I use these, and these are 12 to 53. I should just show you these acoustic ones that they've sent me as well. So you can see that they've got this 12 to 53. These are 12 to 54. So these are just a little bit heavier on the bottom end. These. So I'm interested to see what that sounds like. A bit more of a richer response. I've heard good things about these, but these tried and trusted. I know what these are like, and what I like about these is the fact is that they are hermetically sealed, so there is no air getting in and rusting away at the string, because the longer a set of strings is left, you know, hanging on a shop wall, the kind of staler that they actually get if they're not. This is why I don't like Ernie balls, because Ernie balls come in little envelopes. Well, they used to do the last time I used them. So that's, like I say, these are the ones. So I'm gonna open these now and let's see, because this is sealed. These are sealed as well. Oh, and there's a little thing there. I thought I was going to use my scissors, but look, there's a little tear. So, oh no, that didn't work, did it? So I'm still going to have to use my scissors. But, you know, it's one of those. Let's have a look. I don't know what's inside. I feel like I'm opening a Pokemon card. But, you know, I'm not. Used to do that with my son. Play those card games with my son. It was a good way for us to do things together. Right, okay. Now, hermetically sealed there that way, which is good. Yeah, but once you get inside, it looks like the strings are wrapped separately. Okay, so look, that's the packaging inside. So you can see it's like it's got the cover in there, and that's how it's in a plastic sleeve like that. So very ornate, isn't it? That front there looks very oldie worldy. So it looks like there's 2 strings in, and we've got them in that. Now, I will admit that sometimes with the Dodarios, all 6 strings, they're all bunched together, aren't they? And it can be a bit finicky pulling them apart like that. So we've obviously got the strings in courses of 1, 2, 3. So you can see 1, 2, 3, and then so it's kind of gonna force you into stringing in a particular manner as well, I think. Because personally, what I tend to do is when I restring a guitar, when I string a guitar, I start with the 6th string. So what this is going to make me do is, if I want to use I don't want 3 packets all going at the same time. I don't want all 3 going on at the same time. So what I'm going to do is, let's get the old Pacifica. Right, okay, so we're gonna get the old Pacifica here. Now, I've done it like I've taken strings off like this for years, right? Then what I do, I've lost my winder. So I'm just gonna make them all floppy. And what I do is I make my strings all floppy here, and it's just off camera, guys. So I'm sorry for that, but hopefully you can hear. Because I don't want to cut them with under tension. Okay, I don't want to cut them under tension. So there you can see. That's what we've got there. This guitar is in need of a little bit of TLC here. And what I tend to do is, right, if you cut them off there, you'll end up with little scraps of string that end up going in the vacuum cleaner, and your wife will I'll shout at you. So what I tend to do is I cut them off at the 12th fret. I get my snips, cut them in the middle, 12th fret, just cut all the way through. I find this is just quicker and easier. Right, so once I've cut them all through there, then the bottom ones I'll leave those, and then what I can do is I'll gather these up. Take the E string, the A string, the D string, the G string, and I might have to change my glasses here, the B string, and the thin E string. And now I've got all the curly bits all in one spot there. So I'll just tidy them up and push them all so that they're all there together, and then I hold it like that. And I know that this is going to save my backside there, and I've got that bin, so that's straight in the bin. Now this here, I've got the others now, they're all ready to be pushed out of the back. The ball ends sometimes used to be fun. What I used to do is I used to make jewellery with them for girlfriends before the wife. So got 2 out, but I can see where the ball ends all are on them. Now sometimes they get a bit stuck. They get a bit stuck in there, so you have to push that little saddle back to make enough space. And if you've got the E string, the thick E string, what you can do, you could just use that just to poke it through the other side. because those ball ends, if these strings have been on for a long time, then the ball ends will be pretty lodged in the block of the bridge, the back. Come on, there you go. That one's out. And let's have a look. Will this one go out? Because the E string's got the thickest diameter. Right, I can feel that they've all gone through there now. So now that's like that. Yeah, what I do, and you're probably horrified, I've got my guitar facing down like this, but it's perfectly fine. Doesn't affect them in any way whatsoever. Push that through. Push that through. There we go. Right, so same sketch. Same sketch. Hey up, Angus. So I've got all the ball ends here, and like I say, you might want to keep the ball ends because they're different colours and snip them off. I used to snip them off and then put them through a little piece of leather to make a bracelet, you know, and say I wrote a song. You know, it's like I wrote a song about you, babe. I wrote it on this guitar and then I changed the strings. It's cheesy as hell as that. I know it is. So once I know that those are all at the same length there, same again, loop-de-loop, like that. Now you will never, ever, 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 ever see me with loopy ends like that on my guitar. I hate it. I hate that. Right, obviously, what's going to happen now is it's hard to get into your guitar when you have strings on it. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this, like I say, give it a quick fettle. A good tool is a fairly stiff decorator's brush, and that's great for just getting into your bridge, into all the little metal work bits, gets rid of any filings that have gathered on your pickups, and then you just give it a little zhuzh like that. Yeah, a little zhuzh. I think that's the proper term. Just zhuzh it up a bit, and then what we do is, I've got this here. I've got a cushion on the floor there, so, and I could do it the same here. Just give it a bit of a clean there. Now, let's have a look. What I also like to do, because this is a rosewood, an old rosewood, because this is an old 90s one, so it's before all the rules came in. There's a heck of a lot of gunk on there. In fact, I'm just going to show you how gunky this guitar gets. It's pretty. Oh, I've lost my camera. Hang on, where are we? Are we all right? Hang on, it's coming back. Oh, there it is. There it is. We're back. Let me just show you. Yeah, you can see these frets are absolutely terrible. This needs a refret. This guitar. Hopefully you'll be able to see. Look at this. When I zoom in, can I zoom in a bit more on this? Can I actually zoom in and show you these frets? This one here. Which are worst ones? Let's have a look. Focus and let's zoom. Let's zoom in. Can we zoom in on that one? Oh, we're zoomed in. We're zoomed in there. Right, okay, so you can start to see here there's a lot of fret where it's worn down very, very much. But you can also see, if you can, the gunk and the muck that's in there. And I'm going to give that a clean. What I sometimes do with these as well is I will take them. There we go. Zoom out a bit on this. Zoom out on it, and then what I'll do is I tend to get this on. Good old-fashioned lemon oil. Brilliant. You've got to feed the wood. You've got to feed the wood of these because, you know, in a house, your house will dry out the neck as well. So tend to, I'll just show you what I do with this. And sometimes, if I'm taking a bit more time with it, then what I'll do is I'll use an old toothbrush, and I'll give it a right good scrub. It's like brushing your teeth. So I'll do that, and I'll oil this up. I get some oil in all the way up the dusty end at neck, and hopefully it stops being the dusty end. It ends up just being the lovely end of the neck. So I'll take that up there, and what I tend to do, find it easier to do. Where's my lid for this? The lid. So yeah, if you didn't know what that was, this is Dunlop fretboard oil, lemon oil. There's other brands as well. It's just I've used this one for years. So what I tend to do is I tend to put that in there, and what I'd do is I'd leave this. I would leave it to just soak in, and I'd go away and have a cup of tea, you know, or I would get my toothbrush on it, not the one that I'm using, an old toothbrush, give it a good scrub, yeah, and just feed this wood a little bit and let it sink in. Let that sit with that wood sink, that oil sink in a little, and penetrate the grain a little bit better there. Do I buff my frets to get grit and film off? No, no, my frets are already worn down enough. Like I said, I think this neck probably do with a refret, to be honest. But I'm doing this. I'm expediting this so that so you're not just waiting for me to literally watching oil dry. We don't want to do that. So then what I'll do next is I'll tend to take some of this kitchen roll, some kitchen roll there, and because it's just super absorbent, and then I'll just give it a little bit of a rub down, and then like I say, normally I'd let this sink in a little bit more and just give it a bit of time, but you know, just to expedite the whole thing. And you know, you can see that there's muck coming off on that. It is dirty, so buffing in between there, it will do a good job of cleaning them, but it's just a little bit. And it smells nice as well because it's lemon oil, you know. It's always nice. It's always nice when you've got a freshly strung guitar and you've oiled the neck, you know, you've oiled the fretboard, and you've got that out of the way. Yeah, you can see all that muck. Look at it, it's all coming off. That's all from my fingers. Sounds gross, doesn't it? Really, when you think about it. This is why you should really wipe your strings down after you've played as well. And I'll show you something else that I use. I don't know if it's commonly available elsewhere, but yeah. So I'm not too fussed about getting all the oil off because I know I'll play that off. I'll play any of that moisture off, and if it gets in there, right. That's something here. I'll say with this stuff doesn't go on finished necks. You don't need it on a finished neck because it's sealed. Yeah. So and it can actually do damage to maple necks. I've seen it do damage to maple necks. So don't put it on a maple neck. This is for open, porous fretboard woods. You know. So I'm gonna call it a rosewood. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it rosewood. But with a maple fret 67 Les Paul. Harry, is that it has the varnish, the coating gone off the top of that? Because that's, you know, when you see those old Telecasters that have got the spots in them there where the varnish is worn off and the finger has made the fretboard grubby behind it where it's been most played. You know, they relic it. They do that as a relicing thing these days, which I'm not fond of. But you know, yeah, relic a body up a little bit, but not the fretboard because you don't need a relic fretboard. So yeah, so that don't use it on maple. Don't use it on a maple neck. If it's a sealed neck, you don't need to, because the thing is that'll just polish with just normal furniture polish, and you could just get some normal, you know, spray, Mr. Sheen we used to call it. That's what I've always cleaned maple boards with. Yeah, so that's what I'd do there with that. Right, okay, so we've done that there. I've given it a bit of a fettle. You're giving it a clean. Yeah, and essentially what I'm going to do, I'm going to restring it now. Let me just switch over. So I'm going to switch over there. So now, what's that behind there? All right, that's to keep my tremolo in. So I generally never have a back cover on any of my guitars because I'm always faffing around and just getting them right. So here, this, like I say, this is Charlie and John's, right? And they've got the same colour ball end. They've got brass ball ends by the look of them on there. And so it's funny to think that actually a person has made these, and it's like, and I'm the next person holding them. Now, the thing that's obvious is that they're massively different in thickness. Yeah, so it's going to be hard to get them mixed up the wrong way. Yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go in the guitar, and thinking, if I put it in like this, get the first one, get the thick E in first, and I'm just going to put that in, whack that in like that. Now, like it says, this is the third string, so this is going to be the G string, or string 3. So I'm going to go down, count down the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, okay, so the third there like that. Right, now you can do it, you can restring, and I think, you know, just restring these two here. But what I like to do is I like to get all the strings in, and then I can focus, and I'm not going to and fro all the time. So now I've got strings 5 and 2 here. And I'm excited to hear what these feel like and what they sound like as well. Because I haven't really played anything other than D'Addarios for probably 20 years. So this is the B string now. I'm going to put this one in. So I put my strings all in first. Yeah. This is something, you know, you can do sat on your couch. Just pull them all through like this. And if you sat on the couch, you've got to make sure you get those ends up. You don't want anything going in vacuum cleaner. Don't want anybody in bother. Right, so this is the last of the wound strings. Right, okay, so that's the D string going in. And then thin E string. String number 1 going in there. Now, sometimes you might find it hard to get the string through the hole, so this is where you push the saddle in slightly, just to give it a bit more room. That's if your saddle's working correctly on the. It shouldn't alter the intonation on that. So there we go. Just make sure they're all in there. Now I've got all 6 strings there, all 6 strings. Let's have a look. For rosewood or ebony, yes indeed, Monty. So that's what I'd use. That's what I'd use that for. You know, it's generally open porous fretboards. First 5 frets. First 5 frets. Yeah, really grubby. Do I recommend Monty's Relic Wax for rosewood Pau Ferro fretboard? If used, I guess it seals wood. Then you can't use lemanoid. I've never tried it. I've seen the ads for it. I've seen the ads come up. But, you know, that's something. Coated strings. They're a funny thing, aren't they? It's like... I have used them. I used to use Elixir. Before I switched to D'Addario, I used to use Elixir strings. And, they're all right. But I think the thing is, it's like when I used Elixir and I tried them out. If you go through strings a lot, it can be very expensive. So coated strings, you know, they're not cheap. And I don't even know how much these are. I should have had a look up first. But these aren't coated by the looks of it. So I'm putting the E string in. I'm putting the thick E string, and now I'm going to just make sure it's good and solid in the saddle down here. I'm sure I might have to move back a little bit here. So, right, that's in the saddle there. So I'm going to just put that first one on there. Now, basically, the other strings, I just chuck them in around the horn there, and then I just get this thick E string on first. I think it's easy. Everything's easier once you get the thick E string on. And what I tend to do is I measure up. So if that's the string that's going on, the amount of string that I leave hanging over is just past the next tuner up. So just past the next tuner up, I drop it down, and then what I do is I go around counterclockwise. I'm winding that around that way. And it's like doing your laces. Yeah, so I put that around that way. Oh, hang on, I've done that the wrong way, haven't I? Yeah, Ricky, what are you doing? What are you talking about? So, wrong way. But it doesn't matter because they'll still flip over. They should be all right. this feels quite a thick string, this. So I've boshed that over there. All right, and I know it looks like there isn't going to be much left on that, but what I tend to do is I tend to put two windings around. And what I do is I enclose and entrap the string, which means I don't need, hang on, let me get this on, it's a little trickier getting it on camera. It means I don't need to snip off. I don't need to snip off. So you see that the string is underneath there. So that's the string that's gone through the hole. So I don't need to strip off as close as I can, because I hate it when you get the tip of your finger and you stab the tip of your finger on a string end. It's the worst. It's the worst pain ever. It's almost as bad as standing on Lego. So what I tend to do is I'll put a wind underneath and a wind over the top, and what that does is it pinches that and holds it in together. Right, I'll show you what that looks like when I've just wound this around. Let's have a look. It's a bit tricky here because, like I say, I'm just going to wind this round here. I can't find my winder. I've put it somewhere for safekeeping, that's what it is. Right, and then I get a tone out of it. I know that's not going to be in tune, but I just want you to see how I enclose these. And what happens is that you don't end up needing, let me just zoom in. There we go. There. So hopefully you can see there's a wind underneath, then the string's poking through, and there's a wind above. And what that does is it just clamps it at either side. Just clamps it at either side there. Yeah, a speedy gizmo would be great. I just have a normal sort of old school string winder, you know, one of those cheapo ones that you can get. They work great. They do the job. I've got a Daddario one knocking around that's got that's got a wire cutter on the end as well. But like I say, I'm not a fan of having bits of wire sticking out. So I'm just pulling this up in there, make sure it's seated in the back there. I'll pull it through again, do exactly the same thing. Yeah. So I'm just getting the strings in place. So this is what's going on here. Okay, so you can see there's the post of the tuner, and I'll just measure it up to the next one. All right, get that over that way. Keep hold of that to kind of give me the line where I want to go, going round clockwise, going under. And then what I tend to do is I push this a little bit more towards the back of the neck of the guitar, and then just going to wind this around, you know. Wind it around by hand like that. Trying to get this so I can show you, but it's harder trying to show you on camera, and especially when guitar's trying to slip away. Right, okay, we've got it. So what you can do is, once you've got a wound over the top, you can then pull this and then push it under, back under again, and it's like hitching a boat essentially. Right, I'm not bothered about what it's tuned to. That'll do for now. Yeah, and hopefully, let me just switch over now, and then you can see how I do this. This is my way of doing it. I'm not saying it's the right way of doing it. So I've gone under, yeah, I've gone, and then I've pinched it, and I've gone over, and then I've gone back under again, which then makes sure that this string here is not going to slip. Okay, okay, so it's not going to slip at all, and that's the problem, because I like bending my strings, and when you bend your strings, if they're slack, they will slip. They will slip. This string talk made me wonder what strings I use. Dean Markley signature. Why? Well, you know, this is one of the things we get into, don't we? We just get into this habit of using specific brands or things, isn't it? It's part of the education process. You know, back in the day, remember when the banks used to give you a piggy bank if to open your account with them. And people wonder why they never change the bank. Dirty wind strings over the top towards the bottom and push down so it goes to the runner to make a better down angle. Well, generally the string tees do that. And if I do that if I go under the string again, yeah, then that'll create that angle for me. Once I've tuned it up, it changes. I'm just getting them fixed in position now. So, like I say, yet again, I'm on the D there, so I'm going to use that position there. I give myself a little bit more, like in between there. Go over. Let's wind this up. Oh, crikey, I do need a winder. So that's going underneath there. Right, and then when it comes back round again, I've gone over. Hang on, have I gone over on that one? No, I didn't go over on that. Over and under. So I go under, over, under. And when I go back under, that's what puts it back into... Right, and that's nice. I can feel that's nice. I've got to stretch them yet as well, because that's an important part of the whole process. I'll just whack these on. I'll put a string tee on this, because the string tee, or you could call it a string tree, on the head nut there, just to get that angle. So you can do that. You can get your angle by putting a string tee on. String tree. I don't know what the proper word would be, but it looks like a T, so that works. Or string tree, kind of looks like a tree, not a Christmas tree. So getting these guys on. Right, so I've gone under, I've gone over, wait for the string to pop back round so that I can go back under again, and I just push it down with my finger. Look at that. This is how I keep the tension. You see what I'm doing there? So I've got pointed it down there. I'm using these two fingers here to keep the string tension there, so it doesn't slip. You know, you find your way of doing this. Yeah. Yeah, I used to get it over and under. Yeah, so that's under. Right. Right. And we've got two more to go at. So let's have a look at this. And that one there. We're over that way. I'll just do this one as quick as I can. It would be quicker if I had my winder. But like I say, I couldn't find it. Or my snips. And I did put them out of the way for doing the video. Now I've gone over. I'm going back under again. But I've also got this string tee to help me. And you see the string tee. Now all I need to do is keep the pull on this like a bow and arrow. And I take that slack in, and I put a hell of a lot on that. Because the B string, the G string and the thin E strings are the ones that get bent the most for lead work. So this is a chore. Winding this one up. It's got plenty on there. I've got the wrong glasses on, so I can't exactly see the best way if everything's going great. It might not be going great, so I can't tell. But we'll get there. Feels about right. Right, I've got a clear tone on that. Right, let's be careful with the thin E string, because this is the one you snap more than any other, I think, is just by over tightening it. So not too tight on this one. So pull that through under the string tee, and then what I'm doing is I'm measuring the amount of extra I give me is to the top of the head of the guitar. So I've got that. That's how much I pull back. So you're wondering how much to put underneath. So that's under. Push that down because I'm going over. And then got that there. Just pulling it like that. And it is easier with the winder. Let's have a look now. It's gone over. So now I'm going back under to get that angle. But I don't want to go too far down so that the string T doesn't do its job and it misses. This isn't the original string T actually. I borrowed this off a Fender. So, and like I said before, I was getting a lot of string noise up here as well, and it can carry through into your amp. So, but we'll see. Right, get that in the slot. Wonderful. We've got the strings on. Right, first thing I do is I know for a fact that if I try and tune up straight away, it's not gonna do it, because the ball ends in the back there, where they've gone into those little sockets, those little pockets there, they need to be seated properly. So what I do is grab the strings and just give it a stretch like that. Just pulling it out, and I just wiggle, pull and wiggle, pull and wiggle, and I'll keep my fingers over here because I've done that before where I've pulled them and then I've caught just under my eye with a string many moons ago, yeah. So, and I don't want to wear an eye patch, so we take that there and just stretch it. And this one, the thin one. So I'm just being careful on these. Are new strings. I don't know what the tolerance is for breaking is here. So I take that there and I just run through them again just to make sure they're all feel seated, because when I tune up properly, I'm waiting for one of these ball ends to just give way and then introduce slack back into the string again. Is that E? I think that sounds E-ish. We'll go there. And I'm going to bang a tuner on, take the guesswork out of it. Not far off. E flat. Right. There's no point tuning up now. I'm just getting approximate tension. Yeah. So that's there. Now what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to think to myself, here comes the bride. I'm going to use my interval knowledge to help me here. So I'm going to go, here comes the bride on this. Ba, da, da, da. Right, so generally when the E and the A string are tightened up, it's going to give you the I think probably about 40%, 50% of how much tension is going to be there, because obviously these two strings, they don't add much tension. The thicker strings do add a bit more tension. Can you hear it? Here comes the bride. Here. Yeah. This is going to be Here Comes the Bride again. So I'm going for the G there. Yeah. Right. Right, when we go between the G and the B, it's come by R. Can you hear it? Yeah. And then we go back to Here Comes the Bride when we go from the B to the E string. This is a bit that always gets me nervous. Now we're roughly in tune. We're nowhere near properly in tune. Gone really out there so you can hear. So go through, tune it again. Yeah, it does. It always feels like it's going to break. Now, nearly in tune. But there's no point going any further. So what I need to do is I'm going to stretch them again. Yeah. So put my hand over there. Stretch. 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 And as I get to the thinner ones, just be careful about it. Make sure they're all bedded in now. So I'm just waiting for one of these to give way. If I've pulled them through okay, this should be alright. Okay. But it will be completely back out of tune. So the A string now. And the stretching adds some stability then. I can feel the difference on the thickness of this one. Now, here I've got a chord there. And I'm just checking that. Dr. Adams, you said that about that. I have the bar here set so when I pull the bar back, I get a half step pull back. Yeah, because I like that. So, I've got to stretch again. So, this is the battle. The stretching is the critical step to not having to faff around with your guitar every time you pick it up. You know, if it's always out of tune when you pick it up, then your strings need stretching. So if I do this, and we're nearly there, so much so that my tuner has decided to go to sleep. Now this should be just about there. Like I say, this is a new brand to me. Right, I've just stretched that E string on its own. Harry says, intonation at 12th fret. Do I check? Probably not enough, but you'll always hear it as you move up. Well, my ears hear it. I'm pretty tuned to hearing if the intonation is out. Right, so now what I'm going to do... Yeah, there is that ruining the newness of the sound. Yeah, I know what you mean there. Let me just switch this over. I've got to put... I'm going to put the THR on there. Right, and let's have a listen. Over there. So we've got some sound coming through now. So we should have. Hopefully. I can feel that there's a little bit more tension on these, and I do feel that they've raised up the action slightly here. Now I do like the action to be a little bit higher myself because I like to be able to get my fingers under the strings. Yeah. Yeah, and you can check you're not choking out by going down chromatically. You know, on these other... Yeah, and there's not choking out there, so... But I do see that has changed slightly there on the wang bar. bit more distance on that. So that would tell me that I would need to adjust the springs at the back and just tighten these up a little bit to pull against the strings. But then I've got to tune the strings again. So at the bridge, no I don't. But I'll just keep on stretching one at a time. I'm feeling fairly confident that they're not going to pop on me now. He says that. Touch wood. And give it a tune. I'll tell you something I've noticed straight off. Hang on, that's because the tone's down there. I was going to say they're a bit more woody sounding than my normal strings. Yeah? Yeah, it's raised the action up somewhat on that, and that's something that I'd have to do if I was going to adjust for these. Then I would have to do a little setup on these again, like I say, and that means if I tighten these, then I've got to then retune, and then I've got to tighten, and then I've got to retune. It takes a good couple of goes through it to get it so that they're at the same sort of height they were before. You know, it's raised the action just a little bit, but that's because, like I say, I use the Dario 9s, standard 9s, and these guys are 9, 11, 16, 26, 36, and 46 gauge. Yeah, so that's what these strings are. Yeah, let me just switch over so you can see. They're just a little bit thicker. Yeah, so you can see they go from 9 to 46 in the gauge there. 46 on the thick E string. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are 42 maybe on a D'Addario set. I'm not too sure. I think they might be 42. So that's actually, you know, it's a significant amount of mass putting into those strings, really. But we'll have a faff around with them, and then what I'll do is we'll see how they work. But for feel, they feel nice actually. Right, we need to tune again. So now what I need to do really, essentially, is have a good old play with these, and like I say, set this up properly. But that's challenge on strings. I'll sort them out, and then I'll be playing with them on Wednesday when I do the guitar class, on Wednesday's guitar class. So I shall pull those into tune and make sure that they're all hunky-dory. Let me just see. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, that's cool. So yeah, I'll pull those all into tune, make sure they work well, and we'll see what's what, and yeah, hopefully they'll have settled down, and I'll have a little tweak on the old springs in the back there, just get it a little bit better, and then I'll have a play with them for a couple of days and see what I think. I will come back with another video, like I say, for the Ulooper. I will come back with a bit more news on the Ulooper there. I'll do that, and I'll also come back with this, because this is going to go underneath my desk here, and I'll put them together like that. Probably have something set up like that, so that I can go, okay, there's my clean sound, put a clean sound down with that one using my looper, and then, you know, play a lead sound over it, or a crunchier sound using this one here. We'll see how it all works. The real tone comes from the dangly string ends. It doesn't. Future Sounds Music. Ben, you're probably going to have a look at this. So there you can see. So we've got that. There's the pedals there. and we'll plumb them in, and then we'll see how they all work. Yeah, so I think that's just about it. I've got to go off and do sound for my daughter's school nativity play, and that's what it's all about. If you can, you should. And that's it. Right, guys, I will see you on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Hopefully this has been useful, or has it just been me chuntering on? And Anton, interested in if they work well with the THR. I'm hoping they do work well with the THR, and if it is, then I will be evangelical about them, because I love the THR. I think the THR is a great bit of kit for any guitarist, because you don't need masses of space. You don't need to worry about noise levels, because it sucks playing with headphones, Playing with headphones sucks. And if you can have a desktop amp that has got good tone, then, you're winning, aren't you? The tone inspires you to play, and like Ben says, real tone comes from the dangly string ends. So I'll see you on Wednesday, guys. Take care, look after yourself, and get your Christmas shopping done. Okay, see you later. Okay, bye.